we get stuck in them because, for example, is there a meaning to life? Like, yes, life has a meaning because you're right here. You create your own meaning. This moment has all the meaning you could imagine. It's all the meaning there is. On the other hand, you're going to die. It all goes to zero. Heat, death, the universe has no meaning, right? So which one is it? Well, the reason why it seems paradoxical is because you're asking the question of a human here now at a certain scale and a certain time. And then you're answering it from the viewpoint of the universe over infinite time. So you pulled a trick. You switched the level at which you're answering the question. And questions should be answered at the level at which they're asked. So if you ask the question, is there meaning? You, Chris, are asking that question. Yes, to Chris, there is meaning. There's meaning right here. This is the meaning. You can interpret any meaning you want onto it. Don't ask the question as Chris and then answer it as God or as the universe. That's the trick that you're playing. That's why it seems paradoxical. The same way you can say, do I have free will? People debate free will all day long. The question is answered at the wrong frame. So they ask the question is, do I as an individual have free will? Hell yeah, I have free will. My mind-body system can't predict what I'm going to do next. The universe is infinitely complex. I'm making a choice in my mind and I'm doing something. There's my free will. So I answer at the level at which you were asked. Of course I have free will because I feel like I have free will and I treat you like you have free will and you treat me like I have free will. We have free will. The problem then is you start trying to answer the question as if you're the universe. You're like, well, on the universal scale, Big Bang particle collisions, no one makes any choices. How could you be any different than what the universe wants you to be? And it's all one block universe. So you don't have free will. Don't answer the question at the level at which it wasn't asked. So if God asked the question, is there free will? No, there is no free will. If the universe asked the question, there is no free will. But if an individual asks the question right now, then yes, there is free will. So a lot of these paradoxes resolve themselves. Philosophical paradoxes that people have been struggling with since the beginning of time, when you just realize you're answering them at a scale and time different than they were asked.
Speaking of updating beliefs, is there anything that you've changed your mind around recently?
Very recently? I mean, all the time. But are you talking about like philosophical existential things or like technological things?
Yeah, philosophical existential things. Or anything that comes to mind. If there's anything that's front of mind where you go, yeah, that's a pretty big OS update.
Yeah, I'm less laissez-faire than I used to be on a societal level. I think that culture and religion are good cooperating systems for humans. And so if you want to operate in a high-trust society, you need to have sets of rules that people need to follow and obey so they get along, even if they're, one size fits all doesn't work for everybody.
Moved up a little bit from libertarian.
Yeah, I think pure libertarians get outcompeted and die. Right?
Why?
They get overrun because they're every man for himself.
They can't coordinate.
They can't coordinate. Exactly right. So the coordination problems, right? Culture exists to solve fundamental coordination problems. Religion solves coordination problems. Ethnicity solves coordination problems historically. And when you break down those coordination systems too fast and don't replace them with anything else, you get societal breakdown. So you can have very malfunctioning societies. Go to Japan versus go to any Western city, and you can see the difference between a culture that's working and a culture that's not. So I think that's like a broader set of things that I've changed my mind on a fair bit. I used to be much more laissez-faire on that stuff. Let's put it that way. What else? I mean, on child raising, I've gotten a lot looser. I'm still not like completely laissez-faire, but I'm much more realized like kids are going to be kids, and you kind of let them do their thing.
You've done the
debate with them.
Is it Taleb that has the ascending levels of like anarchism versus conservatism? Is that his insight? Like at the local level, I'm this. It seems like you've gone the other way. It's like at the child level, I'm an anarchist, and at the societal level, I'm a conservative.
Yeah, no, he was quoting somebody else, some brothers, I forget which ones, but he was making the point eloquently, as he often does, that at the family local level, he's a communist. At the family level, you're a communist. At maybe the extended family level, you're a socialist. At the local level, you're kind of a Democrat and so on, until at the federal level, you're a libertarian, right? So
you've done it the other way. You're being libertarian with the kids, and you're being religious conservative at societal level.
No, that's a funny way of looking at it. I don't know if the scale is that that's simple. What else have I changed my mind on? I mean, I think the modern AI is really cool. But I think these are natural language computers. They're starting to show evidence of kind of reasoning at some levels, but I don't think they do creativity. I think modern AI.
Just on that, one of my favorite takes is from Dwarkesh Patel, and he says, if you gave any human on the planet 0.00001% of the consumption that LLM has, any LLM, they would have come up with thousands of new ideas.
Right.
give me one new idea.
One fundamental new idea.
That's been generated.
Yeah, like I'm big into poetry. Every poem ever written by an LLM is garbage. I think even their fiction writing is terrible. Even the new GPT-4o5, with all due respect to Sam and crew, I think they're terrible writers. I find them really bad at summarizing. They're really good at extrapolating, paperwork. They're very bad at actually distilling the essence of something and what's important. They don't have an opinions or a point of view, but they're still unbelievably powerful breakthroughs. They solve search. They solve natural language computing. They make English a programming language. They solve driving. They solve simple coding and backup coding. They solve translation. They solve transcription. They are a fundamental breakthrough in computing. It is a different way to program a computer rather than you explicitly speak its language and write the code and then run the data through it. You just run enough data through it until it figures out how to write the program. That's huge. But are they AGI? Not yet. And I don't see a direct path from here to there. Maybe we'll have to solve a few more problems before that happens. And I think ASI is a fantasy. I don't think there's any such thing. Artificial super intelligence, where it has some kind of intelligence that humans can't fathom.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, if you from the Bostrom camp or whatever.
No, I'm not an AI doomer. I think that's such a flawed line of reasoning.
But let's say that, you came out of the lesswrong.com, like Slate Star Codec world, and there was this sort of lineage from computers and AI gets more powerful, and then you end up AGI, ASI.
ASI, yeah.
And it seems like LLMs have been this sort of orthogonal move from that, which are you saying you don't believe they are a step on that? It's kind of a little bit of a
I think
additional branch.
I think Stephen Wolfram puts it better. It's a different form of intelligence. It's like if you see a jaguar in the jungle, it has a different form of intelligence. And you're like a plant has a form of intelligence, how it can like photosynthesize and grow. It's a different form of intelligence. It's not, and intelligence, again, like love or like happiness is an overloaded word that means many things to many people. But by my definition, where, the true test is you get what you want out of life. It doesn't even have a life. It doesn't even want anything. It's a different thing. I do think it's unbelievably useful. I'm glad that it exists. You don't see it much yet in large-scale production systems replacing humans because this tendency to hallucinate, so you can't put it into anything mission critical.
Confidently wrong 1 time out of 10.
Correct. And it doesn't even know when it's wrong. And maybe they'll get that 1 out of 10 down to 1 out of 100, but you'll kind of always want human oversight for critical things.
I always feel so bitter.
Yeah.
I'm petty sometimes. Yeah. My less equanimous version of me is petty. And I always want to teach it a lesson if it gets something wrong. Like how the fuck? You were so confident. I'm treating it, but I'm anthropomorphizing.
Well, it doesn't have a point of view, and they are going to get a lot better, and they might get to the point where the error rates are so low that you can put them into certain bounded problems. Like self-driving, I think will be solved completely because it's a bounded problem. Cars don't, go off-road and drive through houses and stuff like that, right? Because and same way, certain kinds of coding, the creative side of coding, I think doesn't go away. I think if anything, programmers get even more leverage and more powerful, and rather than computing replacing programmers use AI to replace everybody else.
On Tesla versus Waymo, would you bet on software or hardware for self-driving?
Yeah, so I think Tesla's in the stronger, longer-term position, but it's hard to argue with what's working right now, and Waymo is working right now, so I would not underestimate them, because there's a learning curve that you go through when you actually deploy something, and Waymo is way ahead in that regard, but Tesla's camera-only approach, if it works, is a superior. It's much more scalable, and Tesla knows how to print cars, right? They can just mass manufacture cars. But I think they'll both be around. They'll both be fine. It's everybody else who doesn't have a self-driving vehicle that's screwed.